Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So today we are building a community lot. So we're in Windenburg on the swimming pool lot I believe was here before, which I actually kind of stole from my friend Arthur. He was showing me a build that he was doing and it was on the same lot, and I was just thought it was an amazing view. I don't think I've ever done a build on this lot before, so I was like, wow, this looks really cool. And he just sent me a picture of like the lot blank with it just looking out over the ocean, and I completely just pictured this at the exact time that I saw it on my phone, and I thought, wow, it would look really cool if there was a building with like all glass so that you could see all the way through it. So we are building a community lot, and it's basically an Apple store, or it's based on Apple stores that I've seen around. So it sells like computers and stuff, and it's all glass, and it has 3 stories to it, but only 2 that are actually like accessible, because I do 2 stories that are with the median wall height, and but like I delete the floor in the middle one, as you can see now, so it's like a massive ceiling, and it's just kind of like this massive monument building, kind of like an eyesore but in a good way. So I just, I absolutely love how this turned out. I think it looks so cool, and I think you could definitely recognise it as an Apple store. I didn't like base it off of a real life Apple store, as in well, I mean, there might be one like this, I don't know, but I didn't base it off of one that I've seen. I just based it off of all of them that I've seen, kind of thing, as in like I took inspiration and just made my own. But I don't know, there might be one that looks exactly like this, so let me know if you guys know any Apple stores that do look exactly like this, because I know I've seen a few YouTubers do a couple of builds before where they've done like the exact Apple store, or like that they've seen. Like I know Curtis Parody did I think it was the New York one he did, and that was like a replica, but this wasn't a replica, this was just inspired by Apple stores, and I just fancy doing something like that because they just sort of fit that kind of really modern futuristic vibe that this kind of place has. And yeah, so as you can see, we're just doing the floor plan now. I thought I kind of needed like a down area because I wanted to put bathroom facilities in, because when you go anywhere with your Sims, they need to pee or whatever, so I thought it definitely needs to have bathrooms, but I didn't want to put like a wall in this middle area, sort of main area, because it's all see-through, and the whole idea is just so that you can just completely like see through the whole building. So I put a basement area in so that you can go downstairs and sort of use the facilities down there, and it didn't it didn't take away from the view, as it were. So here I am trying to fill up the roof with this white, like with a white surface thing. In the end I use this little sort of display table from Get to Work, which I do actually speed up to 16 times because it takes forever for me to do, and it's so nice and lovely watching it back because it looks like it just takes me literally like 10 seconds, but it took me so much longer than that. But I didn't want to bore the life out of you guys, so I actually use these ones that I'm putting in here, and here we go. This is 16 times video, and look, isn't it so satisfying to watch it like this going in? But I swear to you, it took so much longer than this to fill the whole roof up, but that just kind of gives it more of a freeze effect, like you used to be able to do in The Sims 3 with constrained floor elevation. Yeah, so I've seen plenty of other people do it before, and I just thought it's a good idea, so it kind of works. And it was completely even, so they all fitted in, and I didn't have to overlap any of them, which brought me a great sense of joy, to be honest. So as you can see, we're going around the outside here and adding in like some little like flower beds kind of thing, where I'll be putting trees, because I wanted this to be really environmentally friendly, lots of trees, and I just love that whole like modern look with nature at the same time. And I think it actually fits into this Windenburg area really well. When you look at it from like far away, I just think it works, which you'll see if you like place it into your game by yourself. It just sort of blends in quite well. So here we're just going around adding like an iron fence around all of these garden areas, just so you can't like get to them or climb all up the trees or whatever. And then I think we're going to do lighting. I use these big industrial lights that I'm not sure what pack they came with. I think they came with Get to Work, and I sized them up. And let me tell you that lighting was a bit of a nightmare in this building, because I always use the spotlights in every build that I do, because they have the best, like they make the best light, as it were. They're the brightest, they have that white light and not that yellow light, and it just works most of the time. But because I was using actually like 2 levels in this build, and not just like high wall height, because I was using 2 levels, the light didn't like spread as well as I needed it to, or sort of cover the area, so it was quite dark down here. So I do have to go in and add sort of like I'm not sure what to, like suspension or suspending hanging lights. You'll kind of see when I do it in a minute. As you can see down here, I've added the bathrooms and a staff room. You won't see me furnish the staff room because I lost the footage. I don't know where it went, but it's really basic. It's just like some sofas, some tables, a fridge, and some cabinets and like a microwave, and I add a few fun colours in there, but it's really nothing too special. You might see it at the end when I go back and add some more decor down there, and you might see it for a brief second down there, but you'll see it in the screenshots, so don't worry about that. It's like I said, it's nothing special. Obviously the main point of this build is the store. So here you go. I'm struggling with lighting, like I said, and I'm trying to add these lights, but I don't know what it was about them. They just made the bit that they were on really bright, but they didn't spread the light as well as I wanted them to do. So it was a bit of a nightmare, but we did get there in the end. Adding in the famous like Apple tables here. This is kind of why I called it the Apple Store, because I kind of stole their whole like simplicity look that they have going on the inside. But I just thought it doesn't matter that it's called the Apple Store, because that's basically what I based it on. So it was inspired by for sure. And obviously I sold some like stereos as well, because I didn't want to just have computers in here. So there's tablets, stereos, and computers that your Sims can come and buy here. And I think it's just like a nice fun lot to have in your world. I added some chess tables and stuff outside and some benches, so you can fish near the waterfront here in Windenburg and like sit here and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really nice lot, I think, and I love how it turned out in the end. I actually did this all in one sitting as well, which is really unlike me. I usually come in and out of builds and they take me days. But I don't know, I just kind of knew exactly what I wanted this to look like, which I think is why it went much quicker than a lot of my other builds do. So what I'm doing here is swapping out these tables that I was using for desks, because they came in a better white colour than the tables did, because I was struggling with lighting. It's something that was kind of going wrong, so yeah, I kind of switched all these out and made it look a bit better. As you can see, like they look like they're two different colours there, but they're not. They're exactly the same colour. It was just being really stupid and annoying, to be honest. But that's just kind of one of the things you have to deal with in video games, I guess. So I add in a couple more tables down the central aisle where I add more computers and stuff for you to buy. I was going to say PCs then, but that's kind of like a swear word when I'm building an Apple store. So computers will stick with that. Here you can see I'm adding in like the suspension across the ceiling here, some like wires or whatever to add these spotlights onto, and I add a few too many lights here and it kind of takes up the whole room, so I do get rid of just a few, and I think it works out much better like that, and it definitely lights up the area much better than the other lights were before. So then I still put these big lights in just for decorative. When you look through, I think it looks pretty cool still. So, but I think it just works much better like that, to be honest, because you can actually see what's going on much better, as before it was a bit dull. So I'm adding in some more display tables here where I'll put two other types of computer, and like I said, just more like stuff for your Sims to buy. And then I'll go in and do some more decorative. I add some seating areas and stuff and some rugs underneath those tables. Here you can see I'm going in and picking out a chair that I wanted to go for. I wanted it to be modern, but I didn't want it to have too much colour to it, because this shop is very minimal. It's all like white and light woods, and yeah, so I went for those kind of spa day chairs. I'm not sure what this store will require. Get to work, definitely. Get together, definitely. Spa day, and possibly some other ones. I'm not sure. I don't use too much stuff. Spa day, get together, and get to work are definites. Then I found this like windshield thing and I wanted to use it, but it didn't fit anywhere, so I just got rid of it. But I kind of wanted to put in like a logo as well, because obviously Apple had their logo all over everything. So I thought, I kind of want to get like a store logo, and I decided to use this diamond painting as the logo. So I thought that was really big, really cool. I sized that up and put that there. And now I'm going through and just adding some greenery, because this shop definitely needed something to it. So I add a plant into the middle of all of these tables here. And this one was easy. I just moved it up from the bottom of the floor. But this one I had to fill up the spaces, and the same on all the other tables. I had to fill up all the available like slots that it clips to or snaps to, so that I could use the Move Objects cheat to move it up to exactly where I wanted it to. But it didn't take too long, so I didn't mind too much. And then I think we're just going to add some rugs, and I think we're going to go downstairs and do the little bit of furnishing that there is to do down there, like the bathrooms, and there's like a little seating area down there as also. Because as you can see, there's actually like those walkways to the side of the shop that kind of have a bridge over them, and there is going to be a fountain in the bottom here that you can see through these windows. It actually turns out to be a swimming pool, because you can't put fountains in basements. I don't know why, it just like won't let you do it. So I just used a swimming pool and then used the fountains from the fountain section in the swimming pool, because it didn't really make much difference. But for some reason you just can't do fountains in basements, so I used a swimming pool instead. So it's really cool from like when you look up, when you're like on the ground floor as it were, like outside on the pavement, and you walk over these little bridges, and there's like sprays of like fountain coming up and all that kind of stuff. I think it just looks cool and it adds something. So as you can see, we're going in and doing the bathrooms here. The bathrooms are exactly the same for each gender because, I mean, it doesn't matter. And then I just add some like little stools in using the half walls, which is a really neat trick that I've seen loads of people do, and I did think of it myself before I watched anybody's video, to be honest. So yeah, I'm doing that, and I know a lot of other people have done it as well. And then I added some shiny mirrors in and some hand soap and some, just like kept it. And I nearly forgot to put the toilets in this section actually, which I was like, dang, glad I remembered to do that because they're not very helpful bathrooms otherwise. So yeah, just doing that, and like I said, they're exactly the same each side. Just went for like a light blue tile, just for a little bit of colour. And then I'm moving on to the staff room bathroom here. As you can see, the staff room's just off to the right there. It's really plain and simple because you don't actually spend much time in the staff room when you play with the retail side of Get to Work anyway, to be honest. So yeah. And here I am adding in the pool. And I'm adding one in the other side. And then we're going to go through and add some lights that run up the side of the building all the way down to the fountain, which I thought was kind of cool. As you can see, I'm doing that now. Then I'm going to add in the jet sprays that like come out of the fountain and go all the way up as well, that you can see from the bridge above, which I just thought was a neat look, to be honest. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how this place turned out. And like I said, it was just kind of like spur of the moment, like, oh, I really want to build that. So I just hopped into game and started building, and it just turned out better than I expected, to be honest. I started building it and I thought, oh my god, this place is going to be way too big and I'm going to get bored and not finish it. But I was just really inspired through the whole thing, so I just finished it off and I love how it turned out. I'm really glad I added in those like accents on the side of the wall as well, so I think you saw those. And here I am adding a sort of feature outside here with like a big fountain, just a little something extra because it was a little bit plain. So yeah, and then I'm going to add in some benches and stuff on the outside and just like some bins and just general like community lot stuff. So yeah, that's a really nice fountain at the front there, and I changed the tile on the outside here as well because I don't know, I just didn't want the one that I put down originally. I went for like some bigger slabs of concrete and I think it looked more modern and just better in general. So I went for these get together bench thingies because like they're all around the world anyway, so I thought it blended in better with Windenburg. So yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then please give that button a thumbs up because it really does help me and I do appreciate it. And please leave all of your comments in the comment section down below. If you want to download it, then you can. It is on the gallery. You can use my origin ID, which is EndlxssSims. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!